In the sleepy town of Willow's End, the trees grew thick and the fog hung low, winding between the cobblestone streets like forgotten memories. Nestled deep in the woods that bordered the town was a place the locals avoided, a place where the air grew still and the birds never sang. They called it the Play Cave, though no one dared to speak the name aloud. The cave had been there as long as anybody could remember, but it wasn't always feared. Long ago, children used to play in the surrounding woods, drawn by the wide open spaces and sounds of trickling streams. But something changed. One by one, those children vanished. First, it was little Tommy Caldwell, then the Henderson twins, followed by a string of disappearances that left the town wrapped in grief. The police searched endlessly, but they found nothing except faint claw marks in the dirt near the play cave. Eventually, the children stopped going to the woods, and parents spoke of the area in hushed tones, passing down warnings like folktales. The town grew quiet, the memories fading, until the play cave became nothing more than a ghost story, whispered around campfires. Yet the few who ventured too close spoke of strange sounds. Giggles carried on the wind, like the laughter of children, and an unsettling sense of being watched. The elders knew better. They knew about the Screebis. They say the Screebis has always lived there, perhaps even before the town was founded. The creature believed it inhabits a magical playground, where the grass is always green and the flowers bloom forever. Its home, the play cave, is to the Screebis a sanctuary of color and light, filled with soft cushions, bright toys, and warm sunlight. In reality, the play cave is a place of horror. Its walls are damp and slimy, littered with bones and shredded remains of clothing and flesh. The toys the Screebis plays with are broken, jagged rocks covered in blood from the last friend it made. Lisa Miller had lived in Willow's End her whole life, and she had heard the stories of the play cave. Like everybody else, she thought it was just that, a story meant to scare children into staying out of the woods. She didn't believe in monsters. She didn't believe in the Screebis. But on that fateful night, after a late shift at the diner, she found herself walking home alone, cutting through the woods to save time. The fog was thick, and her footsteps echoed unnaturally in the stillness. She barely noticed when she passed by the old stone marker that the townspeople had erected as a warning. "Do not enter the play cave." Lisa smirked, shaking her head. Superstitious nonsense. Then she heard it, a soft, distant giggle. At first, Lisa brushed it off as a trick of the wind, but the giggle came again, louder this time, closer. A child's laugh, high-pitched and joyful. Her heart raced, but she told herself it was nothing. She sped up, her eyes darting through the trees. That's when she saw it. The creature that stepped into her path was nothing like the townspeople had whispered. To Lisa, it was a colorful being, almost cartoonish in its appearance. Its oversized eyes sparkled like gemstones, its body covered in what looked like soft, fluffy fur in shades of pink and blue. The creature, the Screebis, bounced on its stubby legs, beaming at her with childlike excitement. "Hi there, wanna play?" it asked in a sing-song voice, its eyes gleaming with joy. Lisa blinked, confused. The stories never mentioned this. For a brief, surreal moment, she thought maybe the tales were wrong. Maybe this creature wasn't dangerous. But then it reached out with one of its hands. What Lisa saw as a soft, plush paw in her mind was in reality a grotesque, twisted claw dripping with black, oozing substance. Before she could react, the creature swiped at her, tearing through her jacket and leaving deep gashes across her chest. She screamed in pain, stumbling backwards, her vision flashing between reality and the Screebis' delusion. Where she saw vibrant, playful colors, there was now blood, The trees warped into grotesque shapes, and the ground beneath her was slick with something foul. "Why are you yelling?" the Screebis giggled, skipping around her. "We're just having fun." Lisa's breath came in ragged gasps as she staggered towards the cave she hadn't realized she was nearing. It loomed before her like an open maw, dark and endless, but inside, Lisa saw what the Screebis saw, a warm, glowing light beckoning her in, promising comfort and safety. She stepped inside. The illusion immediately shattered. The play cave was a pit of horror. The walls were slick with blood, the ground littered with remains, bones, shattered skulls, and discarded fragments of those who came before her. And at the center of it all stood the Screebis, still smiling, still believing everything was beautiful. "I'll show you my favorite toys," it said, skipping over to a pile of bones, each one caked with blood and flesh. Lisa's mind spun as the creature came closer, its eyes wide with excitement. It wanted to share its toys. It wanted to play. "No," Lisa whispered, crawling backwards, but the Screebis was too fast. It reached for her again, those claws flashing in the dim light. "I love making new friends," it giggled, dragging her deeper into the cave. The last thing Lisa saw before her world went black was the creature's distorted face beaming down at her, believing with all its heart that this was fun. The next morning, the townspeople found Lisa's mangled body at the entrance to the play cave, torn and twisted in ways too horrible to describe. The cave was sealed off once again, though no one truly believed it would keep the Screebis inside. The whispers grew louder, and the townspeople of Willow's End once again feared the woods. But the Screebis didn't notice. In its eyes, the world remained bright and beautiful, filled with laughter and joy. It waited in its play cave, giggling to itself, waiting for the next friend to wander too close, because the Screebis always wants to play, and it always wins. Hey guys, thanks for listening to my scary creepypasta about the Screebis. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And next time, we'll be listening to the outro script.